Give me the tea. Okay. How's everyone doing tonight? Hey Joshua, how you doing? Appreciate you coming on. It's going pretty good. Got the night off work. Hey James, how you doing? This is like, I guess technically this will be my second night off work in 6 weeks because I had, like 2 weeks ago, I had a Monday off. So, figured I'd go live for a little bit, see how everybody's doing since I got the time. See who all's getting ready for trapping season. I think a lot of people's trapping season has already started or starts this week. Hey Dustin, how you doing? Alright Joshua, appreciate that. I'm glad you liked it. Tuesday opens in Maryland. Awesome. Yeah, here in Missouri we open on the 15th. I'm not too sure how many I'm going to get out at that time, but I'm going to try to get at least a few coyote traps out and a dozen dog proofs or something and get them out and going. Try to get this to work. Maybe we can hunt's better. Yeah, I've been working on trying to get some of my seasonings and hot sauces in some of our local grocery stores or stuff like that. See if we can get that done without electricity, heat, or water. Nothing. You gotta pay them for what, James? Is it like because you haven't paid your electric bill? Is that what you're saying? Because your house fell on your tree? Or your tree fell on your house? Alright, Joshua, I appreciate that. Yeah, I gotta get some more of that made up. I'm just about out of that. And give me some more jars ordered. Probably doing that here in the next day or two. Yeah, coyotes, just trapping canines with coyotes, fox, whatever. It's a whole different ballgame than raccoon, but it's very exciting. I can tell you that. First time you walk up to a coyote in your trap, barking at you or howling, it definitely gets your adrenaline going. Catching raccoons awesome too, but just something about a coyote in your trap. It's a good feeling. For code violations and updated permits, all kinds of things. That's crazy. So you're saying like because you rebuilt your house without getting permits, is that what you're saying? Or what they're saying or whatever? I've had too far, it's been amazing. Yeah, I don't sell a whole lot of the seasonings and stuff on the website mainly because a lot of people don't want to. A lot of people want to be able to try something like that before they buy it, if that makes sense. So I don't sell a whole lot on the website. What I do is normally people that's bought it at a convention and they'll reorder it off the website. Stuff like that. And I sell a lot of it here locally. We're trying to get it into, let's say, a couple of the grocery stores here the donut shop where I work, I sell it there, and I sell a few there, here and there. So. Oh, I see. Yeah, my uncle, he had a house built and he hired a guy to build the house. And apparently, like, over half the materials the guy used to build his house, he had stole from job sites and stuff like that. So, if my uncle ever uh, sells his house, he has to pay back all that stuff. But as long as he's living in the house, he don't have to worry about it. But if he ever sells it, he has to pay back all that money. It's stupid, but I mean, a lot of times that's the way it goes. No problem, AKW. Anytime. And I appreciate it. So I mean, there's no need to rush in anything. Yeah, I hope I can too. The problem is there's one place that I've tried for like a week and a half, and the person that I needed to talk to was never there. So um, yeah, it's always hard to get a hold of the right person. Hey Billingsley, how you doing? Appreciate you coming in. I'm glad you got your live going earlier. In the club, uh, I use a 22, and between the eyes is, I mean that's 99% of my dispatching. I do have a new dispatch pole that I'm going to use for my bobcats and stuff like that because I want to save the skulls. But yeah, my coyotes and stuff, I just use a 22. It's a lot quicker. A lot of people like doing the lung thing. I'm not too big on it because you get a lot more blood. I've tried doing it and like when I'm skinning, there's just so much blood when I'm skinning. So I like to just shoot them in the head. I mean, they'll bleed out right there, and you don't have to worry about it later. You're not allowed to live in yours to be able to go. Hmm, that's weird. They won't even like let you do a payment plan or anything like that. They want you to pay the $2,000 all at once. Oh yeah, it was a good one. That's for sure, Billingsley. You've definitely built a really good channel over there. Have a lot of good supporters, and that's awesome. Yeah, you have to long shoot a skunk or it's gonna spray. If you shoot one in the head, it's gonna spray 99% of the time. I try to tell people that, and a lot of times they just don't believe me. And they're like, "Well, I shot one in the head and it sprayed." And it's like, you need to shoot it in the lungs. Um, if you shoot them in the lungs, you're still gonna have them. You still have one spray every now and then, but most of the time they're not going to. I mean, you're never absolutely guaranteed they're not gonna spray. There's always a chance. So, and there's always chances a lot of times once you get up there to the trap that they've already sprayed. I had one last year that I don't. By the time we got to him, I don't know if something uh, was bothering him before we got there, but he had already sprayed hardcore, and the whole area was strong. The ground was there was a little bit of snow, and the ground was yellow everywhere. So I don't know if something was coming up and messing with him before we got there or what, but he had already sprayed pretty hardcore by the time we got there. Oh yeah, keep that skin calm. Well, I tell people, I mean, and like if you get one in a live trap, just throw a blanket over that live trap, and you'll be good. There's always that chance that they're still gonna spray, but you can cut that chance way down if take the necessary steps. Um, and I mean, skunks, if spray proof skunk trap works, they do basically what that is it prevents the skunk from being able to lift its tail because, uh, I mean, a skunk's gonna lift its tail to spray, and those are 4 inches maybe. I think those skunk-proof traps. So what it is once they get in there, they can't lift their tail. So I mean, the essence, they can still have essence come out, leak out, or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, the spray's not gonna happen. So yes, they do work. I think most of them are about $60, $70 a piece though. So they're fairly pricey, and they work. I'm gonna use some number 155 conibears this year. Try to get some skunk with them. Of course, the 155 is the biggest conibear we can use in Missouri on dry land. So I'm gonna try running some of those and seeing if I can't catch any skunk with them. See how that works out. But I've never personally used one of those spray proof traps. I just know a lot of people have had them. But if you're wanting one to trap a skunk here and a skunk there, they're fine. But if you're wanting to, go out and trap 100 skunks and have 40 different sets, that might not be the route you want to go because, they are 50, $60 a piece. Yeah. 330. You could probably get away with 220 for groundhogs. I mean, that'd be a big groundhog. Uh, I mean, you got to be careful with the 330s in neighborhoods because, I mean, you can still catch, people's dogs, and that's going to cause problems, or cats, that's going to cause problems. Depending on what kind of neighborhood it is, I mean, you got to watch out for kids that are playing and stuff like that. So I'd definitely be cautious using 330s like that. But yeah, I'd say 220 would. If it was me, 220 would be more what I would want for groundhogs like that. Um, and if you're using, I mean, a 330 is just, I mean, that's big, especially for a skunk. 160, tiny foothold traps. I say if that's all you got, I understand that, but I mean, I definitely be careful with it. Like, there's a guy I know that, I mean, he strictly pretty much just uses conibears for skunks, and he uses 120s. But I'm going to use 155s because that's the biggest we can use, and if I can get the, occasional raccoon or possum or something like that, also, I want to go as big as I can. That way I'm not, coming up to a possum with a 120 hanging from it, still alive, that I, have to dispatch then, because, I mean, I want that trap to dispatch the animal. Yeah, I get that. Um, Also, a lot of times, like, if you're, like, trying to do groundhog holes and stuff, you can take those, um, small footholds you have and set them around the hole, like blind set them. Let me folks watching. Yeah, Scab. I appreciate you coming in, Scab. I hope you're doing pretty good. Starting to get that time of year again. Starting to cool off. We've been getting a weird, like, sprinkle type thing all day. Yeah. So I don't even remember. I bought some used 155s at the convention this year. I think I bought like 6 or 7 of them. I'm gonna run them out, and I mean, if I can end up with 10 skunks, I'd be happy. like I said, I mean, fur prices aren't really going to change my thought process as far as how I'm going to trap because most of my trapping is just a nuisance for landowners, mostly coyotes and raccoon and stuff like that. So, I mean, that's not going to change much. As far as selling the fur and stuff, I'm probably not going to go out of my way to do that. I'm still going to save a lot of them, trying to get them tanned and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Set up fencing, keep all animals out. Yeah, yeah. Groundhogs can um, be a headache sometimes. What is the best coyote baits and lure on your page? I mean, there's really not any best. I mean, they all work. A lot of it depends on uh, a lot. I mean, honestly, I mean, say like if I'm trapping early season coyote, my baits that I make, I'm probably gonna go with my Predator Blues for an early season coyote, and I'll probably go with my Highway 90 Roadkill lure because it's kind of like a curiosity food lure kind of thing. Um, Now, if I'm getting into January and stuff like that, I'll probably go more towards like my Predator Blues number 2 or my uh, Deadly Howie 71 bait because they're a little stronger, got a little more calling type power to them. And then I'll probably use some like Trapper's Gold. And for February, I might throw out some more Gland lure. So like my Canine Fury. Uh, and then an all around good one is my Kryptonite. That's good for early season, late season, whatever. But I mean, there's really no best, if that makes sense. It really depends on what you're wanting to do. My main, about my favorite trap right now is the Duke 650, which is basically just a little bigger version of the 550. Scab, yeah, the one that works. Yeah. Joshua, as long as you're not in the hospital, you're doing good though, right? In the microwave it. But I mean, if you're talking about just my website in general, I mean, there's all kinds of stuff on there. I mean, I have Billingsley, I have his baits and lures on there. I have my baits and lures. I have Sawmill. I mean, there's all kinds. Dunlap, Sheet Trap, Trapper Girl, Cavens, 550s Max Maryland. Yeah, 550 is a great trap. Yeah, you know, especially for the price. For the most part, they're ready to go out of the box. They're gonna last you a while. Good quality. They got the cast jaws, so you don't have to. They're a little easier on the paws and stuff like that. So, the 550 is a great trap. Say the 650 is what I like, and it's just a bigger version of the 550. I've never put a 550 in the dirt yet. I got some that I'm gonna use this year and try to compare them a little more. So we'll see. I got a few different traps I'm gonna try out this year that I've never tried before. So there's still one more trap that I want to get before season starts that I want to try out, and I'll be getting me one here before long.
You shut the heater off?
Mm-hmm. All right, AKW. I appreciate you coming in. Hope you have a good night and hope you have a good rest of your weekend. we're all going to my fire chief's house. They've got a new trailer house that they're wanting to move into before winter starts, and it needs some work. So all the people in the fire department are heading over there tomorrow to work on it after church. So
You might want
yeah,
to say it's a new use. It's a new one to them, but it's
yeah, no dang fun. Hey, Grace. Every fox I've ever caught here has been gray. I see red fox around, but I've always only caught gray fox. I caught two of them last year. So we have a few. We don't have Fisher though. Have a room in the hospital as your name permanent on it. Yeah, yeah. I've had my time in the hospital, and I don't. I'm not in a rush to go back. Definitely not in a hurry to go back. So what's everybody been up to? What's everybody mainly targeting this year? Seems like, as far as what I've been selling to the supply business and whatnot, it seems like a lot of people are targeting raccoon and beaver. Scab season opens on the 1st, November 1st, like Tuesday. I still got things I need to get done before season starts. So I'm gonna get some stuff done today, but we've been gone all day and it's been rainy. And I'm busy all day tomorrow, but I'm supposed to start having Saturday and Sunday nights off, so maybe Monday. Since I don't, usually I get home about 7 and I'll sleep till about 1 or 2. So Monday I will be up, so maybe I can get, a lot of stuff done Monday.
um. I gotta look for tubs
Weather's looking
tomorrow.
hunky. I need one.
You think 15's gonna fit in one?
Not this big. They're not grown. They're the size of an egg. They just hatched. They're not like 3-week-old chicks. They just hatched.
Okay.
Coyote, bobcat, and coon. That's pretty much what I'll be going after with fox added in there. And possum because you can't avoid it. Set some beaver sets in the backyard. Yeah, I'm gonna be trying to find me a good spot. Go trap some beaver this year. I found me a pair of uh, hip boots today for $20 at Goodwill. They're my size and everything. It was kind of surprising. I seen them and I was like, well, usually when I find them around here, they're like huge. They're size 13s, 14s.
I didn't even get anything at Help It at Goodwill.
Boston is a given. Yes, it is. Said you can't avoid it. But I caught one big possum last year that was um, it was longer than my hammer that I was using, and I mean it was pretty big. And I scanned it out and sold it and got $5 for it green. So if I get another big possum, I'll probably do that again. But most of the possums here are just itty bitty ones. Yeah. Um. Yeah. There's definitely not a lot of money in coon furs right now, but it's always good to keep them in check because they can definitely be a nuisance pretty quick, and their numbers can stack up pretty quick. Yeah. Well, right now with the drought we have, I think it's gonna be hard to find water chest deep anyway. We got it rained pretty hard about a week ago,
Last Monday and Tuesday.
and we got like 5.5 inches rain in 2 days, and you can't hardly tell it now. It looks like we got maybe half an inch. So yeah, I mean it's gonna be hard finding water up to your chest this year, unless we just all of a sudden start getting stupid rains. Of course, this time of year we usually do start getting floods. All right, Billings, I appreciate it. You have a good night, and good luck with your trapping season this year. I guess I could message Ryan and tell him that we'll be at the fire department Monday if he wants to bring the traps in. Or we could just go pick it up.
I'm just swing by tomorrow after church. I'm gonna drive right by his house.
Let him know. So what's everybody been up to? Hopefully everybody's getting their all their trap prep about done. Had normal rain. We haven't. We had. I bet we had a good 3 months where we had maybe one rain, and then we had 2.5, 3 weeks where it was over 110 every single day. So I said, I mean, we got 5.5 inches of rain, and you can barely tell it's rained here. And then it's been like a heavy sprinkle all day today, so
I missed.
so it's. I mean, we've probably got a half inch today, third quarter. So, yeah, not much, but every little bit helps. All right, Dustin, that's awesome. Tell him I appreciate for watching. Yeah, I volunteered. We volunteered for one fire department back in February, and it didn't really work out. There wasn't. I mean, they didn't really. We wasn't getting the training and stuff that we wanted or anything like that. We ended up going to another fire department, and I absolutely love it there.
Well,
We've been there since I think we've been there about 5 months now. And I'm a lieutenant for our station now, for our Station 1.
I've been there since, I think, June.
Well, I don't know, I think it was June.
Yeah, because. Or July.
See, we have a lake here that's, I bet it's 30 feet low.
We're part of Pineville for the 4th of July. That's when they moved the meeting. And so we said I had church camp and they didn't tell us.
But yeah, we have one of our lakes right now. It's the second time that I can remember ever in my life being as low as it is. There was an old movie theater, and back when they did the lake, they flooded it. And this is the second time since I've been alive that it's the waters went down enough that you can actually go into. About every year, the water gets low enough to where you can kind of see the top of the old movie theater. But this is the second time where, I mean, the water's been, 15 foot from it, and you can walk around and see it and all kinds of stuff.
Are you talking Monterey?
Beaver Lake, yeah. Rest of his life, yeah. It's definitely fun, I can tell you that.
Talking about the amphitheater?
I don't know what it's called. So we've been there for a while, and I enjoyed.
I've been there since, I think, June. Because we were part of both in July.
Okay. So the academy starting calls at 16. It's awesome, yeah, and to get your Fire 1 and Fire 2 was not too hard.
We were part of White Rock. I don't know.
I know here we're wanting to kind of talking about it. We have a Crowder College. It's a community college, and they do high school classes, college classes for the high school kids. They can sign up for, and your last years of high school, you can sign up for these, and you can go to these classes either in the morning or the afternoon, and then end up getting college credits for going. We're thinking about setting up a class that's going to be for first responders, so it'll be like EMT and fire and all that stuff. So I think that'll be really cool to have here. So kids that are 16, 17, 18 can come in there and start learning and stuff like that. Yeah. There's one thing about it. It's fun and I love it, but there's also a lot of things that are not fun about it.
Snack Pack works at Tire Trucks.
Mm.
I seen him today.
Get them a nice helmet for Christmas. They're not very cheap. Trying to think of the website. Can't think of the website. I'll be getting a new helmet here anytime. It's already been ordered. Getting me a yellow helmet. And once I get that, I'm gonna order me a custom shield for it. Yeah, the fire thing can too. I mean, we was on a brush fire last weekend. It was took 2 days to get it out. It was the town next to us. It was their fire, but we got called out for it twice. The first time they got called out for it, we was at the Oklahoma convention, so we couldn't make it out. But then Sunday, um, Pineville, which is the town next to us, they got toned up for it twice throughout the night, and they had to go back out there. And then the next morning they got toned out there, and then they requested us to come out from mutual aid to come help them, and we was out there. So that can be frustrating, having to deal with, brush fires like that seem like they just won't stop and it was windy. I mean, when this was going on, we had like 25 to 35 mile an hour winds with 45 and 50 mile an hour gusts. So you would think it would be out, and then we'd get one of those big gusts that would just come blow everything over and just reignite it, and we'd be called back out there, and it was just crazy. And then this was Saturday and Sunday, and then Monday we started getting that 5.5 inch rain, and that kind of just put it out. So
Thank God.
that was nice. And that all happened because the wind had blew over a tree. The tree hit a telephone pole and broke the power line, and that power line caused a spark, which lit the leaves on fire and started the whole fire. When it was all said and done, it was over 100-acre fire that we had worked. And this was not flat. This was haulers like this, just over and over and over.
Like 4 ridges.
Yeah, I think it was.
3 or 4.
I think it was 5. I think it was 5 ridges because there was like, we call them fingers. There was like 3 finger ridges here, and then 2 here on the back side, and then there was like I don't know, almost like an opening here, and it was in all of that. They had the conservation department come out, and they were bulldozing fire breaks for it and all kinds of stuff. Yeah. Yeah, we had a wreck. It was probably at least 6, 7 weeks ago, 2 months ago maybe. But kid I went to high school with, it was him, and then one of his neighbors, which was an older guy that was probably in his 40s, and then they had a kid with him that was, I think he was 10 or 11. But they took that kid out for his birthday, and they went to a bowling alley, and they had dinner and they bowled and all that stuff. Well, I guess the 2 adults had too much to drink, and they were coming home. Well, the highway goes like this, and then it takes a big turn here, and it goes up to the main highway. Well, where this big corner is, there's a road that goes here. Well, that road is the road that goes home. Well, we think that he just drove past it and didn't realize it, and he drove up to the main interstate and turned left. So he was driving south in the northbound lane and ended up hitting a girl head on, and it killed all 3 of them in the car instantly. And that girl, she ended up almost dying. She was in the ICU for a while. They had her in a coma. She had a brain bleed. They had to fly her to St. Louis and all kinds of stuff. But last I heard that she was still alive and doing better. So yeah, the forest fire is a lot of work, a whole lot of walking. Tell him if he wants to get out there and do those forest fires, he needs to learn how to operate big machinery, tractors and stuff, because out there they use a bunch of dozers and stuff like that. Alright, Scav, I appreciate you coming in. Hope you have a good night and a good weekend. See you on the next one. But yeah, out there, out west, they use a lot of dozers and stuff fighting their fires. What's it said on?
72?
What is it in here?
72?
Baby. But, yeah. It's definitely a lot to learn. It's fun. It's exciting. There is ups and downs about it. That's for sure. Yeah, a ton of walking. I said if he learns how to drive the equipment, then he won't have to walk. Or he could be a pilot. So I'm a lieutenant, which is basically like a engineer guy. So I basically operate the trucks and stuff like that. So, um, like when we have fires and stuff, I'll do all like the operating the trucks, filling the tanks, going to get water and stuff like that. That's mainly what I do. The biggest thing to learn is no matter how long you've been doing it, you're not above anything. It's one thing that we have a hard time getting through a lot of people's heads. Uh, kinda. I, in a way, yes. I'm the one that takes care of the station, make sure everything is put back up, cleaned, take care of the trucks, make sure they're all operational. When we go on calls, one of the ones that drives the trucks. I have the say so on who drives the trucks, who operates the trucks, and if we like need to go fill a truck, I'll take it to go fill it, stuff like that. That's what I do. But then a lot of our calls are medical calls, a lot of falls, stuff like that. Go help people up. Actually, the last call I went on was uh, helping somebody up that had fell. But no, um, I'm not. I'm still not 100% sure how they get around it, but it's all a voluntary thing, and CDL is a commercial driver's license. It's CDL is not really for operating heavy equipment. It's for operating equipment with value, if that makes sense. If you read about it, it's like there's different CDLs, different levels you have to have of what kind of value of merchandise you're hauling and stuff like that. It's weird. Shipping for a couple jars of seasoning. A small box is usually about $9-10, depending on where it's going. If it's like somewhat close to me, it's $9-10. Now, if it's like Oregon or New York or something like that, it's $14-15. Shipping's not cheap, and I have a lot of people complain about it. I had a guy the other day wanted to buy 2 things of bait from me, but the shipping was $12.99. He's like, "That's expensive," and I'm like, "That's what it costs to ship." I mean, it's not like I'm charging you twice just to make a little more money. I mean, uh, shipping's ridiculous. I think cost of shipping itself has put a lot of small businesses out of business. Wisconsin, they put us through a driving training for a day with the tankers. Yeah, say we do the driver training classes. Now I'm the one that does the classes. Uh, my friend, he's a chief. Me and him are the ones that are kind of going to be doing the classes. We'll take them. If they do well, they do okay. If they don't do well, then we'll go talk to, the chief or the assistant chief, saying, hey, this person did not do that well. We don't want them driving the equipment. Then the chief or the assistant chief will work with them on getting better at it, if that makes sense. Joshua, I appreciate that. And a lot of times, like if somebody wants to buy one bait, and like if I get an order and it's one bait, and someone pays a $13 shipping, a lot of times I don't have the money to cover the shipping, but I'll throw in one of my lures in there just to try to offset it to help them out a little bit. Um, you know, I I give lots of free stuff away. That's what I tell people. My baits and lures. I got into, I won't really say an argument, but a discussion a few days ago with quite a few people about why I got into doing what I'm doing. I'm like, I didn't get into this to try to line my pockets with money or to get rich. I said, I give away more of my baits and lures than I sell, and I guarantee that. I probably give away twice as much than I sell. I guarantee it. Every convention I go to, I hand them out to kids. They come by, I just hand them to them. And if they're looking at one, I'll just take it, try it out. Um, Now, like trapping events, trapping clinics, I'll send them boxes of stuff. Usually I'll be like, how many people are going to be there? Oh, we think we're going to have 30 kids. So I'll send, at least 30 different lures or whatever. So every kid gets their own. Like, I give away way more than I sell. Um, because, that's why I do this. I want to give back. I know I'm not here to try to be the next Mark June or the next Jeff Dunlap or the next, Charles Dobbins. Like that. That's not the goal in my mind. I'm not trying to be the next big guy where everybody carries my baits and lures. I want to be here because I want to help as many people as I can. I also want to, you know, I want to make enough money to continue to do that and to be able to afford to do that. Like going to conventions. I love going to conventions. It's probably one of my favorite things about all of this. Um, so if I can do good enough to cover that stuff, that's fine with me. I have a job that I work to pay our bills and stuff like that. I'm not depending on this stuff, and that's a lot different than what a lot of people do. Like even when I go to these conventions, they do donations for raffle or for auctions to raise money for the associations, and I always donate like $150, $200 worth of bait, lure, shirts, all kinds of stuff for them to auction off. Whether they actually auction off for that much, I don't know, but I always donate that stuff to them because I want to help out. So, and a lot of times, like, especially my coon syrups, like, if somebody orders one or two of my coon syrups, I'll probably end up sending them, at least one extra, two extra, just to try out different ones and stuff like that. And not to mention, um, I had somebody the other day trying to accuse me of lying about having testers and stuff like that. Like not having my stuff tested, just putting stuff in bottles and trying to sell it. And it's like, I I have lots of testers. I've have lots of lots of bigger name people that people know and have known for a long time that have tested my stuff for me. I don't just send my stuff to any Joe Blow and take what they tell me. I have a few people that I send stuff to like that, but I have a lot of bigger name people that, have a very well reputation that I know is going to tell me the truth, whether they're ADC trappers or whatever. So, I don't know. I try to do everything the right way, trying different stuff to see what works best. I get that. I definitely get that, Dustin. That's how we are. I'm definitely a paycheck to paycheck kind of guy. Um, anytime I have extra, I'm usually giving it away to somebody. You know, if I have an extra $40, I'm probably going to order $40 worth of jars to put baits and lures in to give to some trapping event. Like there's a trapping, um, a free trapping school in Indiana that's going on in, I think, the first weekend in November. So like next weekend, I just sent them a whole big box of stuff to. Um, I sent them a whole box of stuff for all the students to have their own baits and lures, and I sent them urine and all kinds of stuff. And that's one thing. I mean, you know, you might not see my name when you type in Minnesota trapping products or F&T. You won't see my name there, but I can almost guarantee you half of these trapping events you go to, you're going to see my baits and lures there because I'm the guy that's donating all that stuff there, you know. I'm not trying to make cases and cases of stuff to sell to um, all these big vendors and stuff like that. You know, if I pick up one of those big vendors one day, that's awesome. I love that, but you know, I want to give back as much as I can. And right now, you know, I'm not somebody that has the money that I can't, you know, donate traps and stuff like that, but I can donate baits and lures and I can help that way. So I try, you know, that's what I do. I'm wanting to try to plan to host a trapping event here next year. That'll be a free event uh, to try to get some more local people into trapping again. Try to get some of the people from the conservation department down here. I'll be here. We have a Young Outdoors United group that I'll have them come and be involved in it. And then there's a few people in the trapping industry that aren't too far from my area. I'll see if they want to come and maybe do some demos or stuff like that. Maybe, you know, um, just, I don't know yet. I haven't put a whole lot of thought into it yet, but that's kind of what I got planned. All right, Dustin, I appreciate it. Yeah, I say those the coon syrups are good for lots of things. Like for deer, I mean, you could use the corn, you could use the green apple, you could use the cherry, the persimmon. The honest would be good for fishing, raccoon. Um, the smoke is good for raccoon. The smoke's good for coyote trapping. The cherry, the apple, um, the corn, persimmon, you can use for hog hunting. I mean, they can be used for anything. Uh, our dog that we used to have before she passed, she got real sick one time, and she wouldn't eat any food. She wouldn't touch any dog food. She wouldn't eat canned dog food. We tried giving her some table food. She wouldn't eat that. Well, I ended up taking some of my peanut butter coon syrup and just drizzling some on her dog food and pushing it up in front of her nose, and she smelt that, and she started just eating it, and she ended up eating the whole bowl. And I did that we did that for like 2 days, and then she started feeling better. And I mean, yeah, like the peanut butter coon syrup, I mean, it can be used for hogs, deer, whatever, squirrels, chipmunks, anything like that. The fish, it can be used for otter, raccoon, I mean, really anything. Hey Judith and Dan, how you doing? Appreciate you coming in. Hope you guys are having a good weekend. So they're very universal. Gearing up for season. Yeah, I think one of the biggest things I have to get done right now is to get one of my trucks running. Because without one of those, I'm not gonna be able to trap anyway. So A new flatbed. I think it needs an alternator. I know. So I need to get an alternator, but I got to get the money for that. Hopefully this week we're not gonna have the money. Hopefully next week I have the money and go get an alternator. Try to get it fixed. Hopefully there ain't anything else wrong with it after that. Doing good, Anthony. Oh, I didn't know you was live. Was you live? It's going pretty good. It's it says it's the second night I've had off work in 6 weeks, but the last day was like 2 weeks ago. I had a Monday night off, so I decided to go live tonight, see how everybody's doing. I haven't been live in it's been like 2 weeks, something like that. So, what has been the best bait for otter? Whoa. Of mine, I would say the Little Sugar Creek. It's fish based. Um, I don't. I've never really went otter trapping. There's not. I think there's a few otter here, but not like lots of places. I know you can go a little farther up north, and there's quite a few otter, but right here there's not many. Anthony, when does your season start in Oregon? That Little Sugar Creek, it's more of a lure than a bait, but it's both, and it's runny. What baits did I run before I started making my own? I used a lot of Mark June's Widowmaker. We always had lots of success with it. One of my biggest combos that we had was Mark June's Widowmaker and Caven's Violator 7. We caught a lot of our coyotes on that. And then for bobcats, I would do the Caven's Hiawatha Valley and Caven's Gusto. Family groups of otter when I hit trout hustings for spiders. Yeah, don't surprise me. Seeing, it's crazy. Like a lot of the trapping I watch on YouTube and stuff of people catching otter, nobody really is really targeting the otter. It seems like they always catch them in their beaver sets. So I don't know if it's the caster that draws them in, or if they're just used to using the same path as the beaver and they're just stepping on it in like a blind set type of way. But it seems like a lot of the otters that I see caught are in people's beaver sets. I don't see a lot of people setting for otter specifically. So, like I said, uh, I need to find me a place to trap some otter. I'd like to go trap. I want to trap everything at some point in time. Whether I have to travel somewhere and do it or not. You can't keep any. That sucks. And unfortunately, there's a lot of states like that, and a lot of those states are so overrun with them now. Like Illinois, they have a bunch of bobcats, and you still have to draw a tag for those. you draw a tag, you draw one. And there's a lot of states you can only have one or two. But see, like here in Missouri, we don't have limits on anything. We can catch as many otters as we want, as many bobcats as we want. Just at the end of the year, we have to get them all tagged. That's awesome. So if I had that, I'd definitely be setting for otter. Are you going to be setting like conibears for them or footholds? And on the toilets, do you still trap at the water line, or do you like blind set the path up on the bank? You can trap 5 in Kentucky. It's not too bad. And trap drawing or tag drawing would be better than none at all. Yeah, that's for sure. Well, see, in Illinois it was weird. I seen a lot of people got an email this year saying they drew a bobcat tag. So they're all like, "Yay!" I drew one last year and I drew one again this year. Well, then Illinois was like, "Wait, hold up. Everybody that drew one last year, we're gonna take your tag back. You don't get it for this year, so we're gonna redraw for it." So then everybody started getting emails saying that they didn't get their tag. It's weird. Gang sets, toilet sets, crawl outs like beaver. Awesome. And do you still use bigger traps like a number 5 or the 850 or TS85 and stuff like that? Or do you use more like a number 3? And how do you like to dispatch your otter? Still awake? Mm-hmm. Bigger. That's the number 4. Bigger is better. He's 220 on a stick. Awesome. But,
It's gonna be cold tomorrow.
I think I seen the high was like 63.
60.
It's gonna be nice. But anyway, like I said, I'm supposed to start getting Saturday and Sunday nights off every week. So hopefully I can have more time to get stuff done. I can do more lives throughout the week and whatnot.
It's only for an hour though.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say they start to get overrun, that's for sure. But anyway, I appreciate you guys coming in. I'm going to go ahead and get off here for the night. I hope you guys have a good rest of your weekend. I really appreciate you guys coming in and the support on the channel and everything else. If you guys ever need anything, message me on Facebook or send me an email or whatever. I appreciate it, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Thank you.